Hello, welcome back. We're another week, another time. Just having a bit of a clear out now. So we got rid of the transporter finally. I don't think you've seen the Hilux, but we're just working on that one. Reason for this video is I just thought we've got a not a lot of people know about these things, but it's an MG RV8. So I thought I'd show you. So we've got the so the guy that owns this, he's got a few cars that we look after. He just caught the seatbelt in the door, and when this was restored years ago, it was one of them where they lay a load of filler over the entire thing and block it all down. It's super straight. It would have cost a few quid anyway, let's put it that way, but unfortunately it does have a very thin skim of filler over the entire thing, a bit like they do in the I mean, you kind of have to really with show cars and stuff like that, because it's you'd use like a spray polyester filler or something like that, whichever one you're into. There's loads of different brands, and then you'd block that back. You can seal that in with some epoxy and stuff like that. So, but I just thought I'd show you because it's really nice. Got a layer of dust on it now, right? But and then yes, the transporter's gone. I've just got rid of a Freelander. What do we do with the Freelander? We just painted the door and the quarter on the Freelander. I'll show you what we have been doing. Escort will be carrying on shortly. We've just had, like I said, just been working on getting stuff done in the order they arrived in, to try and keep everybody happy as best we could anyway. So I don't know if I've shown you much on the Hilux, because again, this one's sat here while we've done the transporter pretty much. So this is it. So what we've done is we've had a new back end on it, new chassis back end. New brake pipes, new bump stops, U-bolts, shockers, some P-clips, new load sensing valve, new bracket as you can see. Basically, oh, and new hangers as well. It's all been polybushed as well. So this customer's had this one, for people that are wondering is it worth it, this customer's had it from new. So to him, if you look at it from a slightly different point of view, for you to buy a new one of these, you're probably going to be 45 grand. Instead, he's chose to put a quarter of that, if you like, into buying all this stuff and basically getting this one done, because he knows this truck. And you'll find a lot more people are doing that now. People with the budget anyway. Because a lot of the time you're just buying a new reg plate. You know, the truck might be 10 years older, but it's the same running gear. They might have changed a few bits and pieces here and there, but it's, you know, so you spend 30, 40, 45 grand, whatever they cost nowadays, on a new truck, and it's no better than your old one. It's newer, but it's no better than your old one. So we're finding more and more people are doing that. I've just said that. But basically, there was a lot of rotten bits on it. So that's being now replaced. We've got a nice shiny new one. That's what it should look like. Customer's been very good with this one, to be honest. So you can see, and what I mean by good is, you see there's the holes. What I mean by good, because all my customers are good, he basically said whatever it needs, send him a picture of it and he'll order it. And to be fair, everything that we've looked at and everything he wanted, because a lot of the stuff he wanted as well, it all arrived, and we've been sort of chewing away with that really. The brake lines were rotten, obviously the chassis was rotten. When we get it turned, that's actually the good side. When we turn it over, you'll see what I mean. It's not very good at all. And we've got a new bed for it as well, because the bed sides are rotten. And by the time you've bought 2 outer sides from Toyota, it worked out nearly £1,500 dearer than it was to buy a new bed. So the bed isn't a factory piece, very, very good. So, and that's going to be, that'll come through the workshop soon. You'll see all this, same as all this here. We've just wire wheeled it off. So basically, why we had access to everything, we just buzzed it off with a knotted wire wheel, so it's all nice and clean. Most of the nuts and bolts were changed as well, which is quite nice. I don't know if you can see with these GoPros. They're a bit of a, they're good, but unless you know all the settings and everything, which I don't, so I just turn it on and record and hope for the best. So basically, yeah, that's a catch up with that. We've done the bases here, same both sides. If anybody's ever done them, you'll know they're a bit of a pain, because the metal is super, super thin. And then the metal that we use normally to repair stuff like that is quite a bit thicker than the original stuff. So we had to get some thinner gauge metal, just so we stood a chance in welding it nicely. So escort wise, I know it doesn't look it, but metalwork wise, we're not far off it. So we've had, it's a bit of a catch-up video, I guess, isn't it? So we've done the quarters. We haven't finished this side yet, I don't think. No, I haven't finished that side yet, but it's kind of in. We just need to finish the bottom and door gap. Sills are in. We've got wings for it. So we've got a little bit of chassis left to repair on this side, and a new spring cup. We've changed the other side already. And then once all that's done, underneath we've got boot floor to get tidied up in that. There's a handful of bits that aren't very good. The edge on the back of the edge towards the back panel, if you like, isn't very good either, so we're going to sort all that out. I will try and film some of that as well. Like I said, this Escort is a friend of mine's, so it was only ever a fill-in job anyway. We just worked it in between stuff. You know, if we had a day or two spare, we did a bit on it. But now we're working very differently now, with workflow and everything. So everything's changing. I've got a couple more bits like that Hilux, like I said, a couple more bits to get caught up on, and then we're basically going to work as a one-man setup, workflow wise. Only one big job here at a time, rather than 3 or 4 like I used to have. Just for now, just till we get organised a bit better. There's a lot of stuff that I have, a lot of my tooling, my metalworking tooling, I'll show you. I don't, you know, I've got a folder sat on a pallet truck so I can move it. I've got like shrinkers and stretchers, bead rollers, and they're all kind of wedged in the back corner. and they all need setting up. I've got pedestals for everything else, you know, and they all want setting up and bolting down properly. But because of the workflow that we've had, I just haven't had time. We've had late nights, weekends, everything, and it's but it's slowly getting there. I'm not whinging, but it is slowly getting there. It's good to be busy. So yeah, and we've still got this Jag to arrive at some point. But yeah, I've got somebody here now, so I'll carry on in a moment. Right, I don't know whether this will be in a video, but I just thought I'd show you. We've got the back of a Toyota Hilux rear end. This is a new one. I have shown you the job in the past. I don't know how much you've seen, but we were waiting for quite some time for bits and pieces, so now we can actually move on it. So we're going to get it painted, and then we'll show you around afterwards. Basically, I haven't got my tripod with me, so you're in my hand. I'll just start to show you around. So the darker areas, that's just a bit of surface of primer, if you like, just to deal with some rub throughs. This has already been primed, prepped, blocked, messed around with. I could wet and wet it. There's already a lot of material on there, and I don't want to keep loading it up. It's black. If I load it up with material underneath and it sucks back in, it'll take the gloss, the nice finish that hopefully we get out of it down the road. It'll sink down the road, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to minimise what I put on. So I'm going to get some base coat on. I'll cut back in just to show you base coated, and then we'll put some clear coat in. We'll cut back in again. So bear with me. We'll get some paint on it. Right, just cut it back in. See, it's got base coat on it now. That's all had a coat on now, well, 3 coats of paint basically. So we're going to give that 10 minutes to flash off. We've already got the clear coat mixed up, so then what we'll do is we'll give it 10 minutes, coat a clear coat, 5-10 minutes, and then smash on a nice finishing layer, if you like. So again, we'll cut back in, see what you think. Should be nice, hopefully. Right, I'm going to leave that with a bit of heat on it. So we're back again. Back once again. Oh, right. So, clear coat now, that's all done, as you can see. Boom. Nice and shiny. So that's all done now, so we've left a bit of heat on. I'll come back outside so you can hear me a bit better. I should get some microphones really, shouldn't I? Right, so that's sat in there now. Right, so what's next? We've got the roof to sort out now, the truckman top thing. And a few other bits and pieces. I will try and show a bit more because it was quite an interesting job. No, I don't want to do another one. We had a new chassis, back end of a chassis. Very laboursome, very expensive job. Lots of parts. Customer wanted all brand new stuff, bolts, everything. So it was a nice job to do, as in because we've got everything fresh to go back on, which I will show you. But yeah, talk about eat some time up. So right, we'll get that baked and I'll cut back in again when we're either doing that or something else. We'll have a look. Bye for now. Right, back again, boost running as you can hear. So this is, I probably should have filmed it all really, but just doing a Ducati tank. So a bit of an awkward one. There's so many layers on this. Customer, he had a couple of little repairs. We don't know what silver it was. It won't scan. So, but he wanted to keep certain aspects of it, but also he didn't want to risk bare metal in it and having an issue. So that made my job loads harder, unfortunately, as it turns out. Hindsight's wonderful. So basically we've had to sand off the original Ducati. They never matched anyway, they were two completely different blues. So I've had a guy up the road from me make me a stencil, and I basically masked off the rest of it, which I'm going to peel off now. So I've had to spray it silver, spray that blue on. Now we can demask it all and clear coat the whole thing, and hopefully it looks somewhat presentable again. So let's make a start. Get the gist of it anyway. So what I'll do is I'll take all the sides off, get it cleaned down, and then we'll show you putting some clear coat on back in a moment. so that's just got some clear coat on, as you've seen. I've left it on that trestle anyway. It might bite me in the behind a little bit, but I want it nice and level. So sometimes I can sort of stick a little bit to the bottom, but we'll keep moving it, so it should be fine. And then we'll get that done. I'll show you that done anyway. Might not be on this video, might be on the next video, but we'll show you that done. This video is probably a little bit of all sorts that I've kind of thrown in. I haven't specifically filmed jobs start to finish like I was doing. Well, relatively job to finish, because of we've just been doing all sorts of stuff to get stuff a bit more organised, if you like. For people that are interested, again, I'll just show you around. So we've got that much of the roof in now. So you can see we've got both corners in there. They're not welded yet, but that'll hopefully look like a van again soon in the next week or so. Try and get that organised as well. I basically stopped doing loads of the small stuff for now. I've just postponed everything till mid-December. Basically allow me to get caught up with a few of these bigger jobs, because I had one too many, which is a bit annoying, because then you're trying to get them done, trying to get other stuff done, and then it starts raining now, doesn't it? So now we're battling the weather. So we need to get back to how we should be working and get everything organised again. One of which was that tank. I've had that for too long as well, waiting for answers and stuff like that, so that's a bit annoying as well. So that'll be gone next week. We had a bumper turn up. I don't know why I'm waffling now, I'm just telling you what goes on in body shops. We had a bumper turn up, new bumper. It was cracked worse than the original one. I think somebody had been jumping on it, so that then puts that job behind nearly 4 days, just because of the bumper turning up broken in the first place. So then the stuff you've got booked in, you've still got to honour that, but then you still need to find time to then finish this bumper when it eventually turns up. So, and try and keep everybody happy at the same time, which can be quite difficult. If it was just yourself, and to be fair, some of it is, if it was just yourself, you could just blame yourself. But when you're trying to be as organised as you can to not annoy a lot of people or whatever, and then stuff like that, bumper turns up smashed, we can't get the stencils for the tank, then there's the silver issue, we can't get the silver because somebody had dropped a bit of what we think is a bit of blue in the clear coat, which keeps throwing the scanner. Sorry, a bit of fluff on there. So what should have been a relatively repair paint process, we've had to ice a cake, if you like. We've had to make good what we've got, which most of the time takes longer anyway, so you may as well just deal with it first time round, and then that's it, like, you know. So but anyway, waffling, most of that's probably out of context anyway. That's just like the last month of what we've been trying to get done. People that are following the Hilux as well, we're not far away from that. I think I've shown some of that in this video. So that'll be going back together soon and getting rid of, which will be good. And then we're back on, in fact we've got another transporter coming in, so you'll see that, another Mini, and obviously we've still got the Escort floating around the workshop, so we've cleared our schedule, if you like, so they're going to get done. Right, just a quick one, just coming back in, show you the tank. customer will be happy with that. Certainly tidier than what it was anyway. If you like these sort of videos, give us a like, share and subscribe. And don't forget, we've got a hype button now as well, haven't we? Assuming you made it this far anyway. And then yeah, if you like this type of, because I keep cutting in and doing bits and pieces, it's a bit more of what we do as opposed to one job, if you like. They might come across a bit scatty actually, I don't know, so we'll see. But I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.